शब्द बिना सारा जग अंधा, काटे कौन मोह का फंदा। शब्द बिना सारा जग अंधा, काटे कौन मोह का फंदा। शब्द बिना बिरथा सब तंदा, शब्द बिना बिरथा सब तंदा। शब्द बिना जीव बंधन बंधा, शब्द बिना जीव बंधन बंधा।
Welcome seekers to this month's spiritual satsang, titled Becoming a Disciple of the Holy Truth. Subtitle, Reuniting the Soul with its True Lord. I have with me is the Asia's main speaker, who is an advanced disciple of a perfect living master. So main speaker, let's begin the satsang with your words of introduction before we move on to the question and answer section.
With Master Love, my most humble greeting to you all. Welcome, brothers and sisters. I hope you are all keeping well and are able to take this valuable opportunity of social restriction to elevate yourself, to seek the true wisdom and true spiritual progress for complete salvation, and to contemplate about the deeper aspect of human life. The subject of today's talk is titled Becoming a Disciple of the Holy Truth. Subtitle, Reuniting the Truth with its True Lord. Now, for those unfamiliar with the concept of a spiritual discord, let me explain that this brief talk will be given in a form of a satsang, which simply means associating with the truth. And this is the 11th in the series of our monthly talks or satsang, designed to elevate the listener toward the higher spiritual truth. Now, this elementary discord is primarily intended for those who are new to the path of high spirituality, but may also be helpful to those spiritual followers who need further reminding. Before I begin this talk, however, I would like to say a few words of introduction to you. Everything I shall share with you today is a gift of wisdom direct from the Lord itself, for the sincere seeker of the spiritual truth. As for myself, I am a humble messenger, a sincere disciple on the path of the Holy Truth, who has been asked to share this Holy Truth with you. And although I shall speak with the authority of one who has been instructed to do so by the Supreme Lord, please do not attempt to praise or glorify this humble messenger in any way. For you too are all divine beings undergoing a human experience in this lifetime, though you may not yet be aware of this. Therefore, what is given to me freely and effortlessly by the highest authority, I give to you the same. In return, I only ask that you open your heart and mind to the holy message that the Supreme Lord has to offer you today. Following the brief satsang, there will be a normal question and answer session, which the main speaker, who has been an initiate from perfect living masters, an advanced spiritual practitioner for over 17 years, shall answer. Thus, she is able to answer any question one may have about true spirituality, which during this time of lockdown comprises a list of questions to answer from our many listeners and members. Thank you. Now let's begin our satsang. In the process of finding absolute truth for ourselves, the problem is our time here on earth is very short. We should make the best use of this human life if we want true and long-lasting happiness in this physical world and beyond. The Holy Master all say that we should leading a balanced life of true spiritual practice together with a moral physical existence termed Dharma. This Dharma is actually the best way for one to become liberated from the endless cycle of karmas, birth and death, rather than selfishly running away from their duties and responsibility to live in temples, caves, or mountains. The middle part is the safest and the best way for modern age. According to the Holy Master, so there is no need to be miserable or to astray in one life in order to attain salvation. One can both morally enjoy the world and seek spiritual enlightenment at the same time. For some, isolating themselves from mainstream society works best for them, as they have already or naturally become detached from the world and have a few desires or connections here. Thus, it is easy for them to renounce the world and to focus only on their spiritual practice. For others, it is not so easy, as they may have karmic duties to perform, such as raising a family, serving the community, work in a specific field, or involving themselves in some beneficial projects or another. So for many truth seekers, all that is needed is time. Once the seed of the truth has been planted, and even if they should completely forget about the holy truth, after they have been introduced to it, they will be reminded here and there throughout their life till they respond to it properly. Many may ignore the holy truth for now. Indeed, although they might initially listen to all the holy truth with curiosity, they will still act as they have always been act. So they will attain what they have been always attained, whether good or bad, for the time being. For they just need a little more suffering, more dissatisfaction, as well as more knowledge to convince them of the truth of human existence. Now, for the fortunate few in the yes right now category, who have the capacity to understand spiritual truth and truly want the holy ultimate truth while having the will to act for their own betterment, right now will benefit immediately from the divine knowledge, even without realizing it. For this reason, they are truly blessed, and they are just 3% of spiritual inquirers or seekers at any given time. To elaborate further, Holy Master say this, quote, "What use is there in being human if we don't use our powers of reasoning and seeking to attain our lofty purpose. End quote. The Holy Master are very clear about the nobility of human beings and their sacred role on earth. To this, the Holy Bible say, quote, "We are created in the image of God." End quote. Similarly, in the Holy Quran, it say, quote, "As for those who believe and do good work, they are the best of creation." End quote. While the Buddha said, quote, "Man is the highest fruit on the tree of Man is the highest fruit on the tree of evolution. It is for man to realize his position in nature and to understand the true meaning and responsibility of his life." End quote. A current Holy Master revealed even more, saying, quote, "We are all of the essence of God, the children of God, and are the creation of God. So God worships himself through us, his creation. Thus, by the grace of God, he marks souls for salvation at the appointed time, and then sent his beloved servants, we call Holy Master, Saint, or Prophet, to collect them and bring them back to his home. Without Lord's grace, salvation is not possible." End quote. So the Lord has given us various blessings, such as reasoning, intellect, seeking ability, etc., that we can use for our own betterment, both physically and spiritually. But if we decide not to make the best use of these blessings and best use of our life, then it is just our miserable fate. It's true that people today, due to their comfort or material brainwashing, dislike facing the true facts of life and prefer instead to pacify themselves into the false sense of security by ignoring the truth and follow the crowd. They fail to realize the true purpose of life. One way of understanding life is to face and recognize the suffering that we see all around us, and that death is nothing more than a temporary end to a temporary physical existence. But many people do not like to even hear about the word death. They prefer to forget that death will come, as will suffering will come, whether they like it or not, and fail to consider the natural question in their mind about true meaning and the greater purpose of life. Now, for those unfortunate ones who fall into the "not in this lifetime" category, they will simply follow their destiny blindly, without even giving it much thought. Therefore, we cannot help them at this time. But these individuals are not to be condemned forever. They are simply not yet ready to leave this imperfect lower creation and return to their perfect true home or heaven, where neither pain nor suffering exist in any form. And this does not mean that they are all bad either, but simply that they are not yet ready to know the truth and to be saved from their own personal suffering, or from the illusory pleasures that give relief for a short time till the fate strike it blow. Such individuals may not even realize about the fact of old age, disease, or death, which is inevitable for all. whether rich or poor, king or peasant, for none can escape this end. Thus, our revelation of the Holy Truth is not meant for them. They must follow their own course till they change within. However long that may take, or however much more they may have to endure before being convinced, and I wish them well. Baba Jamal Singh, Great Master said, suffering and troubles are blessings in disguise, for they are ordained by the Lord. If our benefit lie in pain, He sent pain. If in pleasure, He sent pleasure. Pleasure and pain are tastes of our strength, and if one does not waver or deflect, then the Almighty bless such souls with Nam, or shepherd, or divine sound current, or holy initiation. What the Lord consider best, He is doing. Do not bring yourself into the picture. Live by words of Master and continue performing your earthly duties. When the fruit is ripe, it will fall of its own accord without injury to itself or the bearing branch. But if we pluck the unripe fruit forcibly from off the tree, the branch is injured and raw fruit shrivel and of little use. Meeting a competent master is the fulfillment of human birth. This is the fruit of life. To live by His commandment ensures that proper nurture. Daily Simran and Bhajan, or daily reciting the holy names and contemplating on the radiant form of the Master to the maximum possible, are the best food and nourishment. And merchants with the shepherd is the fruit of life ripening and falling off. End quote. For those who are ready right now and who sincerely wish to rediscover the Holy Truth for themselves, and who also have the capacity to understand spiritual matter and to act for their own betterment, I will tell them the sacred truth of how they can escape the endless cycle of karma's birth and death. In simple terms, this is also known as divine grace or holy initiation, and this is the magic spark that awakens within certain individuals who are ready to go back to the ultimate truth, the kingdom of God. About this holy initiation and divine grace, Holy Master all say, quote, "This is the greatest gift that anyone can receive whilst in human form, and is worth far more than all the wealth in the world and all the pleasures of the world, or even a grand long life." End quote. However, unless experience divine grace or this holy initiation directly, this holy grace or holy initiation cannot be understood or even appreciated by an ordinary worldly-minded individuals who may simply mock at the mere thought of it. Thus, for the sincere seeker of the truth and the wisdom, there is a way out of this karmic trap through holy grace or holy initiation. Indeed, it is said in various ways in the holy book that, quote, "All knowledge of God is by the grace of God, bestowed upon those who sincerely cry for help." End quote. This is great news because it means that despite what has just been said about karmic trap, there is a way out there is a way out for those who truly seek for it, but not for everyone, of course, as they are not yet ready or evolved enough to know. This is why only a few ever step forward to get holy initiation and learn the holy truth. Indeed, many holy masters have variously specified that only around 10% of people on earth at any given time are willing to seek higher truth by the grace of God. So, for those who do receive this special grace and holy initiation, they are truly fortunate, more than they can possibly imagine. They are the ones who will recognize the wisdom of the holy masters and will want holy salvation at some point in their lifetime. This is a wanting feeling they cannot help but respond to, for it resides deep within their heart and is certainly not a mere intellectual or emotional curiosity, nor just a passing phase. It subconsciously pulls them toward the Holy Master as the representative of the Holy Truth, no matter what their current belief or background. But then, the Holy Master go on to say that for grace to flourish within the heart of true seeker, their best effort of spiritual practice is needed in order to develop it further. Such spiritual practice also show appreciation of this grace. This in turn merit further. Indeed, it is this combination of grace and effort that lead to ultimate enlightenment and final revelation from the endless cycle of birth and death, or samsara. So regarding this important point of grace and effort bringing about salvation, true Holy Master, past and present, say this, quote, "Without God's grace of holy initiation, there is absolutely no other way for human being to reach the true kingdom of God." End quote. So, this special grace of holy initiation by the perfect living Master, bestowed by God, is our only way out of this never-ending karmic trap. Indeed, it is a rare and precious gift that should not be ignored by those who receive it, else they will have to live their life in vain. In a powerful statement made in the Holy Bible, the Lord said this, quote, "How shall it profit a man if he should gain the whole world but lose his soul?" End quote. Now, this bears thinking about when we select our priority in life. And for those who need further reassurance of the absolute power of grace of God, they can seek comfort in another great words written in the Holy Book, in which the Lord declared, quote, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be given unto thee." End quote. I may end the satsang today. May Master bless you all with the wisdom of the Holy Truth. Thank you.
That's it for today's satsang. Thank you, main speaker, for spending time with us for this satsang. If you want more information about East Asia, please go to www.eastasia.com. You may also subscribe to our newsletter or email us any inquiries you may have regarding spirituality. Thank you for listening.